is why you don't film in parks, guys. And definitely not when you're talking about vaginas.
Still time. Still time.
Right, guys, hi, welcome back to the Pretty Normal Me vlog. I'm Em Clarkson, and I'm here with Eleanor today from the Eve Appeal, which is the charity that Pretty Normal Me is so excited to be supporting just ahead of September, which is, the Gynecological Cancer Awareness Month, and they're working day and night to raise awareness for all 5 types of gynecological cancers, because it is not good enough that we cannot name all 5. So when I came in to meet with you guys, I knew cervical and ovarian, and I kind of thought they were the same thing. I did not realise there was also womb, vulva, that's not a thing, vulva and vaginal. So that's 5 types that we don't know enough about, and if we don't even know what they're called, then we definitely don't know the symptoms. So basically we thought we'd start by looking at why people aren't talking about their vaginas. It's such a weird thing. Half the world have them. Like, all of my girlfriends, that's the one thing we've all got in common is our vaginas, and we literally never talk about them unless it's like kind of awkward, like, I'm going for a, I'm going for a wax, and then we never say it, and it's like, why don't we say it? And we realise, these guys pointed out to me, it's the euphemisms, like, because all we do is talk in silly words. We've got no, like, proper grown-up way of talking about it, because we use silly words instead. So we're gonna just sort of go right now and just blurt out all the horrible words that we know for vaginas, which might be why we're not calling them vaginas.
Okay.
So,
I mean, most obvious, Lady Garden.
I hate that so much. Gash wound is literally the worst thing I've ever heard of.
Some of them are just terrible.
It's so bad.
That's
Dracula's teabag, have you heard that? I googled it and I was
oh my god.
oh
No,
my
the
God.
worst one, we were looking them up today, as obviously that's my job now. And laughing hippo. Oh no, yawning hippo,
Yawning,
sorry.
you're laughing.
That sounds quite nice, a laughing hippo. No, yawning
That sounds
hippo.
like a chocolate bar. That's horrible.
What other ones? We've we recently did a survey as part of Gynecological Cancer Awareness Month, and we got quite a lot back from women and what they call it sort of with their daughters, and it's typical ones like mini and
That is
foo-foo
horrible.
and
Because
ninny.
eventually someone's going to put a penis in it, and you can't have a child going,
But it's
my
just
mini.
it's just infantilising them, isn't it?
It's making
it's
them
not,
sound,
as you say,
and it's
grown
making
up.
them sound fairy-like, and like
Oh,
they should
fairies
be
one.
special. A fairy. Oh, exactly. It's not fairy. It's
twinkle.
horrible.
Twinkle.
Tuppence. My best
That
friend
one-
calls it a tuppence, and it really
I don't get
stresses
it.
me out.
Well, so yeah, with the tuppence, we are continuously singing "Feed the Birds" from Mary Poppins in the office. It's tuppence.
It's horrid. I've always, but now I'm very good. I'm calling it vagina. But
Good,
before
good.
that, it was a foof. Like, it was my foof.
Yeah, foof.
Yeah.
Foof,
My mum's the worst. She calls it a front bottom, and it's like,
But
that
this is
is
the thing,
so
so I
big.
think with the euphemisms as well, it's like, what are you referring to? You're referring to the vulva, you're referring to the vagina.
The space
no one
in between
knows.
your legs, I think, is what
It's just
people...
the whole encompassing thing,
Yeah.
which again doesn't have a word.
But also, I don't feel like men have that as much. Like, I feel like theirs is like, they've got a cock, and it's like, that's a good
That's
thing,
it.
or like a snake, and they're like, that's
Yeah.
a weapon, it's a good thing.
It's all about swords, like pork swords.
Yeah.
But it is, they're like powerful.
Oh, that's
whereas
horrid.
girls are like airy fairy
or
very
like nasty, like almost aggressive.
yeah. It's to
They're
do with like
nasty.
meat. It's always kind of to do with like
Beef
gross
curtains.
meat. Oh no.
yeah.
Or it's a place to put a penis, or like a hole or a gash,
Yeah.
or
Gash is
there's like
nasty.
nothingness.
It's so grim, isn't it? Literally.
Yeah.
So that's like half the reason that that the conversation is not being had, is because we don't even know how to say it. If we haven't even got the words to have it with, then how are we going to have it? It would be like me trying to talk to you in like French, and you don't
Yeah.
speak French. It's like there's
Because
no
it's just not
sense.
specific.
No,
It's just not specific enough.
it's shit. So that's a piece of pleading from us. Number one is start calling your vagina. Nothing bad will happen. It won't become any more frightening when you start calling it what it is. It isn't going to stop sprinkling fairy dust or whatever you think it's doing now. Like, it's just going to keep on sort of like, being where babies come out of and all that other stuff. Shh. So the other thing we wanted to have chat about was myth cracking.
Yes.
So Eleanor obviously has heard every single ridiculous well, I don't know what myth about the vagina.
Just I guess like misconceptions, myths, just things that people like stereotypes sometimes.
So I've got some questions about the vagina that I've heard that we don't necessarily know the answers to. Can you tell me, and don't call me an idiot, what actually is the vagina and what is the vulva? Because so many people since I started talking about the Eva peel have been like, what the fuck's the difference?
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. So it's just a Ghana's thing. Join in the conversation.
Come talk about vaginas with us.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. So quite a lot of us actually call our vulvas our vagina, like it's kind of just used interchangeably. So the vulva is everything external. It's the labia majora, labia minora, your clitoris, and then the vaginal opening. And then the vagina is actually like the canal, so like the passageway from your womb, so you've got your cervix at the bottom, and then that goes through to the vulva. So that's where the penis goes. Okay. But everything on the outside is the vulva.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. That's really not good enough. Right, what am I? Okay, now this is another one. The 3-hole thing. Like,
yeah.
We do, right?
No, so this has been up for debate in the office recently about how many holes do we have. I mean, at first, some people didn't even know we had 3, just in the country. Like, people don't know that there's 3. So, urethra, the vagina.
So that's what you wee out of?
Yeah, so
that's what the babies come out of?
Babies, poo, anus.
Okay, cool.
But then, so there's also glands either side of the labia, and so we have a resident nurse, Tracy, who does the Ask Eve service, and we were asking her. She consulted with all her peers, and actually there's the two glands, which is the Bartholian. I think I'm saying that correctly.
Like I've asked retard questions.
Yeah. But they're still considered holes, so we actually have 5. Which is incredible.
That is incredible because
I mean, I'm going to find more and more.
So many boys, like the common question is like, what happens if you wee when you're having sex? It's like it doesn't like come out of the same thing.
No.
But we all know this. I think as women, we know it doesn't come out of the same place, but we're not entirely sure where wee actually comes out of.
Yeah, it's kind of it's in between.
Yeah, I wouldn't really know. I'm just like I don't know if it.
But
comes
I think
out.
that's why. I think a lot of people just don't have the education about it. Like we don't learn about our bits at all. Like how old were you when you actually learned where everything was?
And you learn about the inside bits. You learn where the womb was.
Yeah.
And and it's like
I know where my ovaries
good is
are,
that?
but I don't know where anything else.
25 years before I have a baby, like I've got a whole load of other stuff going on that someone needs to talk to me about. And then the other thing that like people, I know there's like a huge taboo about this. Actually, there's 2 more things. One of them, I kind of didn't need to ask you a question. I'm just going to kind of say it because I want to say it. But about the smell that vaginas give.
Okay.
So, because I know a lot of people are like, it's always a men thing. It's like, oh, it smells like fish, and it's like, what is up with that?
Yeah. So I think it's so silly. So yeah, I mean, come on, we all went to school with boys. We know exactly what they're saying. Essentially, it shouldn't smell unpleasant. And actually, all vaginas have like a slight smell. If you didn't know, it's actually slightly acidic, our vaginas.
Randomly. I do.
Well, there we go.
I don't know how I know that.
It's just, it's stuff that we know. All vaginas have like a slight odour, I guess. Oh, terrible word, but a slight odour. But it's all
like a candle.
It smells like wicks.
Glade,
Outdoor.
like those pumping.
Today we've got the forest smell. Sorry.
The front door.
But essentially, so there's like, each has like a slight odour. I mean, it's not that much. Essentially, if it smells unpleasant, there's something wrong. So it's either you're like dehydrated, you might have like a yeast infection. It might be that, so if there's like an ongoing smell, you need to go and see your doctor. But I think the problem is that have you ever had a conversation about the smell of your vagina with your friends?
And
neither have I.
I am properly open with my friends. Like there is not much that we don't talk about. But it's like, no, I couldn't. I don't even know how.
Exactly.
Like, what would we do? We'd sit down for dinner and be like, what are you having? Oh, a glass of wine. Right now, help. Like, my vagina smells kind of funny. You just don't have it?
You just don't do it. And I think this is kind of a big problem. And because it's just seen as like a bit gross, because we kind of assume there's like that stereotype that it smells bad. And so no one actually wants to admit if there is a weird smell and don't want to sort of like get that advice. I think that really stops people, if there is a problem, going to the doctors.
Yeah, definitely.
And I guess that
but
comes
also,
on to
if
all
that's
that
your
kind of
only
issues.
symptom, like you wouldn't, I can understand why you'd be nervous to go to the doctor and say,
and I think
my vagina smells.
but also like, because we don't think about it and we don't talk about it. Actually, I mean, I don't know what mine normally smells like to know if there was a problem.
No, I don't.
Like, so I think like it's like knowing
advising us to start smelling our vagina.
Why not? I mean, like we need to know our bodies. We need to know when something's wrong. Like why not?
And can I just say at this point, let's face it, there is not a man in the world who hasn't at least tried his own spunk at one point. So all we're asking you to do is smell it. That's not that
Just
much.
have a whiff. It's
That's not that
okay.
much. And then the only other thing, this isn't really myth cracking, but this is actually just something that I wanted to talk about because, like, I'm not going to name any friends because I will be no longer friends. But there's so many people who I talk to about ingrowing hairs in that area where you don't, when you leave it, you know, because we do get like waxed or epilated or shaving or whatever, and then it grows back, and then, you know, it's always unpleasant when it grows back anyway. But then sometimes you do get these lumps and bumps, and most people just pass them off for ingrowing hairs. But again, that's not the kind of thing you want to show your mates. Like,
Yeah.
guys, can you just have a look at like, you know, with your boob? If you found a lump there, I would be fine with saying, guys, can you just have a squeeze? But to get my legs out and be like, right,
Can you
is it a hair or what? Like,
Yeah.
so that's the other thing, is it's like you need to remember you're not the only one shaving or waxing or whatever. It's perfectly natural. I loved it. A friend of mine was sitting there and I just went, oh, I've got a really big spot on my back. I was like,
I'll get
love
it.
that. Yeah.
I'll get it.
I'm here for you, girl. And that's the kind of conversation we need to be just bringing south, I think.
Yeah,
A
definitely.
little bit more.
Yeah. Why not?
So, yeah, I think
Being open, using the right words.
The
I
time.
mean, it's never going anywhere.
No, exactly. You got the same one until you die. So, and that's so I guess you do need to know it, because that's the other thing with the cancers. With all of those that we didn't know the names for, we're not going to know the symptoms for, and how if we don't know the types of cancer and we don't know the anatomy that they live in, then how are we going to spot them? Like, we don't stand a chance. So I think we need to open the conversation. And the only other thing is, I know we've got a few mum viewers and readers, and I just want to say, just don't be scared to use the V word with your kids. It's not a bad word. It's not like saying fuck. It's literally like saying stomach or brain or eyes, because that is exactly what it is. So start the conversation young with your kids and just don't let them feel like it's something to be ashamed of. And then the only other thing is that we did forget about was smear tests. Anyone watching this who is over 25, there is no reason why you shouldn't be going once a year for a smear test. I know they're scary. Eleanor had one last week.
Yeah, on Monday. It wasn't scary at all. It's actually my first one, and it was for science, so yay.
Did a good thing. But that's the thing, it doesn't hurt, right?
No, it
That's the
doesn't
thing
hurt. It
people
feels
think.
a bit weird, but I mean, it's just like a weird tickle in somewhere which, I mean, hasn't really ever felt anything before, maybe. But it's just like a little brush, like it doesn't hurt. It can be a bit uncomfortable, kind of you're there with your legs open in front of someone, but I mean, it's all natural.
Yeah. I think there is no reason. It's not good enough that there's such a low attendance rate for smears, and I know it's scary, but you can take a girlfriend and really. We are very good at living in denial. I do get that. It's really, really, really important that you go and be smeared. It's no biggie. It's literally just get a swab up there.
Yeah, it literally takes a few minutes.
Exactly.
It's not.
Yeah, you guys need to go and have a look at the Eva Peel website, but the most exciting thing, so I did say at the beginning that September is gynecological cancer awareness month, and I did write on the blog that Pretty Normal Me are going to be hosting one on the 1st of September, which is so exciting.
Yeah.
I'm getting all my girlfriends over, we're all going to get really, really drunk and talk loads about our vaginas, and I did put a massive disclaimer on the email invitation being like, there are going to be vaginas everywhere. I've got visions for a huge one on the wall that I want like pin the tail on the donkey, but like pin the, I don't know, clitoris or pin the something on the vagina.
Pin the clitoris on the vulva.
That might be on the vulva, you see? I would have called it the wrong thing. So I want to do that, and we want to have this conversation. I want to be teaching people all the stuff that we've just learned now, that I've been learning since meeting with these guys. But Eleanor will tell you about how you can host your own, what you need to be doing if you want to do that.
So I mean, if you go to the website or Twitter or Facebook, you'll see we're kind of posting about it all the time. Essentially, we're holding these events. It's like Bubbles and Bush, get friends together, whether it's Prosecco, whether it's just like a fizzy drink, but essentially come round, do a bit of pampering. Obviously, loads of people wax and show that bits to beauty therapists and stuff, so why can't we talk about it? So essentially, yeah, get your friends together, go to the website, you can sign up, you'll get this really cool pack which we put together. You get loads of conversation starters, tips on like how to hold the event, if you want to get your local beauty therapist around, kind of like how to approach them, get them involved, get someone like really proper to do it, or you can DIY, whichever. So yeah, so check out what we're doing. Obviously we'll have loads going on, kind of like Twitter and Facebook as well, kind of to keep you up to date.
So just have the conversation, be brave, be open, and just like pretty normal challenge for the rest of the week. Say vagina at least 5 times a day to anyone, don't care who.
Yeah.
Just say the word and smell your food. Damn it, smell your vagina. Alright guys, so massive thanks to the Eve Appeal, and you'll be hearing lots more about what we're doing with them, and we'll be keeping you updated on our Bubbles and Bush party and how that goes. And I really hope to hear from you guys, to hear that, for you to tell me that you've also done yours as well, and that yours were also raging successes and everyone's saying vagina.
Yes.
Perfect. Alright guys, see you later. Bye.
Bye.